Hello, and welcome to today's Speaky Card reading. Today's topic is what is it about you that others admire but you don't even notice? For that, as usual, we have three piles: pile number one, pile number two, and pile number three. Guys, if you like my content, please hit the like button, subscribe, share, comment. Now, let's get started. Hello, pile one. Let's see what is it about you that others really love and admire, but you don't even notice. Okay, all about which it's time to write a new chapter. Six of Swords. You have been through a lot. Life has tried to beat you down, but you know what? Life can't beat you down. You are a person who have literally come a long way in life. You have faced so much. A lot of you literally, you had to go to a different country, nation. You had to settle down in a different nation, and from there you guys have found your success. That's what I'm hearing, that you guys are one of those people who wrote their new next chapter in their 30s and 40s all afresh. Lot of you had to get a divorce in your 40s and restart your life. You felt betrayed in your marriage, in your relationships, or some of you really restarted, went to college and did your masters and got a second degree, and from there you restarted again your career in your late 30s, early 40s. Those kind of situations I'm seeing. Some of you literally, you had to start from fresh start you had to make, and people really admire. And this hasn't come just like that. It is because you have to face some real impediments in life, and you guys faced life and its impediments, its punches like a boss. That's something people really admire about you. Fool too, exactly. You know what? A fool too has been a fool once. When you were naive, you were gullible. People would people could fool you very easily. But today, this no. Life can't put you down easily. People can't fool you easily. You are not risk averse, but before making a plan, you weigh your pros and cons. You know what to expect. You do your own background research, and that is something you have grown. You are evolved as an individual today. That is something, the evolution that has happened in you is something that people really admire. Page of Pentacles. When life gives you lemons, make enchanted lemonade. Exactly. You have turned yourself, your adversities into opportunity. You have literally turned everything that went against you in your favor with your mindset. Like, you know what? When the cup is half empty, it's half full as well. When you are jobless, you start learning new skills. Instead of sitting there crying, cribbing, complaining, you started teaching yourself new skills. You started taking night lessons while doing the odd jobs. Actually, that added up big time. A lot of you are actually doing 2 3 jobs and doing a night session at school, that kind of a situation, and you guys got way better in the last 2 3 years. I'm seeing you guys have really turned the tables in your favor with your sheer hard work, determination. Also, you are very shrewd you have become very shrewd when it comes to your life. You have become a person who can see right through people's nonsense. You can always see. I mean, even people have started calling you a little opportunistic. People like to hear sob stories, and you are not one for those. You are not somebody who would sit. People expected you to amount to nothing in your life, but guys, you have managed to turn it around, and that is something that not a lot of people can accept. That's what I'm seeing. Determination, exactly. People admire your determination. People really admire what you bring on table. The determination, dedication, focus. You have a very goal oriented focus. Like, you are very hard headed about success, That is something people really admire about you. They respect you. For you, these are normal things. For you, it's nothing. But for them, it's a humongous thing. A lot of you could be Leos, Aries, Sagittarius, a lot of fire signs I can see. Time to act. Probably people also admire your hair. I'm seeing a lot of you are probably known for beautiful hair, very thick, long. I'm seeing mostly thick, long, darker color, but it could be like there's some variation in your hair variety which people really like about you. Also, guys, you're very action oriented, very driven, very self driven, self motivated, action oriented, very focused on your stuff. You're very very focused. I'm seeing you are being one of those people who knows what to expect, when to do it. Those are the things, they are like etched on your memory. You know that you are like a relentless workhorse. If you start in the morning and you don't really think much, you just keep on working, you can really work for 15, 16 hours. Like I'm seeing most of you restarting your life, not starting, mind you, not like a 15-year-old, but like a 30, 32-year-old. When your friends are settling down, you guys are doing so much better. Guys, if this sits well with you, please hit the like button, subscribe, share, comment. That tells the algorithm that this is useful content. Inspiration. You are a person who is very very inspiring. You know what, people admire you because they find your story very inspiring, very motivating. People are really, we are looking for everyday human beings. We are looking for an inspiration in everyday stuff, not the celebrities, but your regular Joe who have managed to turn their lives around with their own sheer hard work, patience, determination. And you guys have done that. You guys are doing it right. Pathway, literally, you are on your path towards success. You guys are moving ahead towards your abundance, literally transformation, abundance, towards your glory. And people really really admire that. People really, a lot of them actually put you up on a pedestal. They just think that you are such an achiever. For you, it's all normal. It's just the side effect of the sheer amount of hard work that you put in. Valley, deep personal strength and peace that assure success. Literally, you are somebody, you know what, you have a lot of personal strength. You are emotionally very strong, very resilient, very determined. You are somebody who knows their power. You have your own power, you have your own determination, and you are aware of it. You are very well aware of it. That is something I can see. The Chariot. You will never get anywhere if you keep standing still. You are a person, you are somebody who is moving ahead in their life. You are somebody who is getting ahead in their life, who is literally bit by bit, you are getting ahead. You eat the elephant one spoonful at a time. You belong to that category. You are one of those people who believes in eating the elephant one spoonful at a time. For you, it really doesn't matter. It's the growth that matters. Where you started from, it's no longer important. For you, how far you have come, how much you can do, how, like, you have got a lot more goals to achieve. And that is something for you that makes a hell lot of difference. I'm hearing Fox. Shrewdness and resourcefulness, especially in business. Literally, you are a person, exactly as I said, when it comes to your work, you are very like shrewd and resourceful because you have seen a lot of struggle. So people might call you a little, like, in a shadow way. People might call you a little opportunistic, like they just only mean their business and that's it. But that's okay, because when you were drowning, there were very few people who had helped you. Remember them and move on. You are a person, you can be cutthroat at work. You are very competitive. You do not leave one paisa, 1 rupee, 1 penny on the table untouched. You just know this is what I deserve. I'm not gonna accept anything below this, anything beneath this. That's your mindset. And you know what, people really admire that new opportunities. You are one of those people, when opportunities, when the doors close, you create your own opportunities. You do not wait for the opportunities to come your way. You are very, very you're very creative, very out of the box thinker. You are someone who is able to create their own opportunities. You do not depend on others. I'm seeing you are one of those people who do not expect a lot from others. You only expect it from your own self, because you know what you can deliver. It's I'm seeing a lot of you, the crisis that you have been through, that has taught you, that has shown you how strong you are. It has helped you recognize your own self, your own strength, how strong you are. Actually, you do not need others. You do not need other people's definition as well, because you know what you are capable of doing. Why even need others? Six of Swords, you are a person who is really self-made, self-created, someone who, like, you know what, life can be as tough as it wants to be, but nothing can stop me. When life gets tough gets going, you are one of those toughies. You are one of those people remember you as somebody who never gave up. And yes, you are damn right. You never gave up in life. You guys have worked very hard to reach where you have, and I'm seeing you have a lot of self respect. Your self respect has gone up. The way in which you look at yourself today is through a different mirror, and that gets reflected when we respect ourselves. Others start respecting us. Our conduct tend to change, and that is something that people admire in you. For you it's become normal, but for others it's a new you. You have come a long way. You have literally created your own destiny. A lot of you have come away from your homeland, home city, home state, and have recreated. Some of you have really, I'm seeing, leveling up. Like people, the crowd that you're rubbing shoulders with, they are head and shoulders above where you're coming from. Like, people whom you grew up with and people you're rubbing shoulders with today are two completely different lots. That's what I'm hearing. There is a leveling up. There is someone who has hustled so much that they have really reached a position in their life where they can literally proudly say that yes, we have arrived at last. That can be seen. Okay, the last one, the Emperor. You are that person whom people tend to go to for life lessons. You are that wise person, and people really admire your wisdom. People really admire the value, the wisdom that you bring on table. People can call you boring, but they can never, totally ignore you. People might not like everything that you do, but they can never ignore you. The wisdom, the work that you do, they cannot ignore you. All right, guys, I hope you've got some clarity of your situation. If yes, guys, please hit the like button, subscribe, share, comment. Thank you. Namaste. Hello, pile 2. Let's see, what do people admire about you which you do not even notice. Okay, judgment. Clearly, with this judgment card, a lot of you could be Geminis, Aquarius, very much like a gregarious social butterfly, someone who is basically is very social, very a little iconoclastic, very ahead of their times, could be like attached with some technology, like which is very like STEM subjects, technologically advanced, like using chat gpt, AI, ML, this whole range of things. Someone who is very ahead of their times, someone who is using their brains to uplift society. Your presence is very uplifting and people really admire. You're very charming, very graceful. You know what your worth is, and people really admire that. You're very self assured. This self assurance is something that people really, you are not here to you're not seeking validation from anyone or anybody. That is something which is very admirable, and people love that about you. People put you up on a pedestal. You give off the vibes of someone who is a little standoffish, a little very powerful, a little elusive, someone who is not reachable. People can look up to you, but they can't reach your position. And people really admire what you have achieved in your life. A lot of you didn't come from money, but some of you actually give off very old money vibes. But mostly, you guys have created a life of your own, and you are on your, you are climbing that ladder of success today, and people really admire the success that you have gotten, you have earned for your own self. That is something that people admire you for. Graceful persistence. Yeah, you are literally, you are somebody who is very graceful, very dignified, but at the same time you're known for being self-reliant and persistent and persevering. Someone who has persevered through life in order to reach the position. You have worked hard, you have really hustled to reach where you have today. You are a person who knows their priorities. You are somebody who has really worked through everything to reach where you have to take. Communication. You are a person who is really, you know what, you have really great, you have the great gift of the gap. You have the great communication, means of communication about you. You are somebody who is a great communicator. Yes, whenever you speak, people listen. A lot of you could be like into therapy, healing, spirituality, love, manifestation coach, life coach, therapist, counselor, public speaker, because these are the things where people, if you speak, if you start to speak, people listen to you. You tend to give a very deep, very captivating speeches. The way in which you speak is just phenomenal. Like, it's not very flamboyant, but very phenomenal. But some of you could be actually very flamboyant, very dynamic personalities, dynamic, flamboyant, people wanting to imitate you. A lot of, if you are a female, a lot of other females being very envious of you, admiring you, but envious of your something about your, the way in which you do your makeup, the way in which I'm seeing, her eyes, her lips, the way some of you probably wear some headband or something, the way in which you do your hair, something that they really admire, they are very envious of, they want to copy you. Because literally others, especially in a heterosexual scenario, if you are a female, men tend to put you up on a pedestal, women tend to copy you, try to copy you for sure. Queen of Swords, you are a person who is very sarcastic, someone who is very intelligent, sarcastic, someone who knows right from the wrong, someone who is very aware of their past, someone who, uh, you know what, pulling the wool over your eye is no longer easy. Fooling you is not even an option. You can see right through manipulators and their nonsense, their nonsensical approach. That is something I can see, that you are a person whom manipulators try to stay the heck away from, because you are somebody who cannot be manipulated easily. You are a person who has, you have a very wacky, very sarcastic sense of humor. You can have very sharp tongue. I'm seeing a lot of lack of trust issues you have for your past experiences, which has made you a better judge of human character. Also, you can be very sharp tongued, stinging sharp tongued individual. All right, guys, if this sits well with you, please hit the like button, subscribe, share, comment. Guys, that tells the algorithm that this is useful content for sure. Intelligence. You are a person who is very intelligent. Yeah, you are very sharp, very intelligent. I'm seeing the brain, the the IQ and EQ both are very very high, and you are one of those people who can make a lot of money, like teaching people some life skills because you have learned them yourself. A lot of you could be very popular on social media, or you are working on your social media which can really reap you great results because you have that personality of being a star, you have that dynamism of a star. That's something like you are naturally, a lot of you, if you try a locally, I'm seeing look at a local level, regional level, you can really grab a lot of attention. You enter a room, you give off those boss vibes, by the way. You enter the room and you know how to transform the whole atmosphere. That is admired by one and all. That is something that people really admire and almost envy. You are very, like, you are envied by a lot of people. You have a strong sense of boundary. Yeah, people do not mess with you because you have a very strong, this porcupine, they tend to have strong stinging spikes. You have that. You are a person who people trying to mess with you, you are the queen of swords. You have very strong sense of boundaries. People do not mess with you. Manipulators tend to stay the heck away from you. They know exactly what you are capable of. Nine of Wands, you are a person, Leo, typically you are very driven. You're also very desirable. I'm seeing you are being seen as someone who is very desirable by everybody tend to desire you, everybody wants to be with you. That's, you're a great arm candy. Also, you could be like physically very lean and athletic, or a very good body, something, a very good desirable body. I can sing very on the leaner side, a little on the muscular leaner, someone who's very hot, if you know what I mean. Another thing is you are a lot of you could be workaholics. A lot of you could be like into sports, marathon training, biking, hiking, something very physically active. Yeah, physically active sports can be significant, or adventure sports could be on your bucket list for a lot of you, and people really admire. You genuinely live life like there is no tomorrow. Let me just leave everything today, do everything that I could have done in the next week today. I do not know whether tomorrow will come or not. That kind of a mindset is really, that sets you apart. You're a very loyal friend, a loyal partner. You get a lot of attention. Let me tell you that you tend to get a lot of attention, but it's a big but. You do not, you are very loyal, and you're a very fierce loyalist. You do not look around. If you are in a relationship, you are a very dedicated person. You are a very dedicated friend. You're a very loyal, faithful friend as well. People really adore you, those who know you. I'm seeing a lot of people envy you. Because of envy, you get a lot of hate maybe, but mostly you are a very loyal person, very very loyal person. Adaptability, you are extremely adaptable. You are a person, you are extremely, you're very cunning when it comes to work. Guys, if shrewd and cunning, especially when it comes to work, you know how to find your way in a shark infested water. Guys, if you're attracted to the first bite, they're not same, but there are certain elements which could be a little similar, so you could go back and check. And you know what I'm hearing is you are one of those people, like yesterday only I had a cup of coffee. I didn't want to add sugar, so I had to, I'm trying to avoid sugar. So what I did was, instead of adding, like, I know it might sound, it might not go well with everybody. Instead of adding a sweetener as well, like an artificial sweetener, what I did was I added a spoonful of butter. It's called bulletproof coffee. I really haven't tried much of all that. So yesterday I thought, why not give it a shot and see what happens. Literally, guys, For my taste buds, I'm not a big fan of sweeteners and sweet stuff, but that was really awesome. It was creamy, it was frothy, it was wonderful. Likewise, I just tried to adapt to whatever was available, instead of just complaining, instead of just using whatever was available just at the cheapest. I reached out for something which was available at the same time, that made more making a healthier choice. Instead of using a sweetener, artificial sweetener, I reached out for the butter. And you know what, from now on I do not have coffee on a daily basis, but I think I'm gonna add butter instead of any kind of sugar or other stuff. So that's adaptability, being shrewd and try to make things work, even navigate through a shark infested water. That is something like, make do with whatever you have, try to be the best you can be, try to do the best you can do with whatever you are provided with. That kind of a mindset you have, very adaptable. You have a very happy disposition about you. You are somebody who is very happy, cheerful, chilled, someone who, you know what, people know that this is a person who is very, you are known for your happy disposition. That's what I'm hearing. You guys are known for being happy, cheerful, and all that jazz. That's something I can see for sure. Three of Wands. Yeah, you tend to stand out in the crowd, huh? Guys, you tend to stand out in the crowd no matter what. You are one of those people who has no problem, like, literally, without even trying, you tend to stand out. Effortlessly dignified, very magnificent personality, someone who is self made, someone who has created their own way in their life, someone, you are that example which a lot of those younger people would love to have today. You are that example a lot of younger people would, the path that you have created, a lot of younger people would love to follow that path. A lot of you could be into your entrepreneurial journey and are pretty successful on your own, coming from a service background. So that kind of a very inspiring pathway you have had, which people really admire. All right, guys, I hope you've got some clarity. If yes, guys, please hit the like button, subscribe, share, comment. Thank you. Namaste. Hello, pile 3. Let's see, what do people admire about you that you don't even notice? Okay, really, you are a person, you are all about, you're very, like, goal oriented. You guys are very visible in a social circle. You're very attractive. I'm saying, first of all, you're very attractive, very attractive. Something about your smile and hair is very attractive, and you probably get a lot of compliments on your hair. I'm saying, you guys hitting major goals, you guys literally celebrating life goals. The way in which you conduct yourself, you're one of those people who party hard and work hard. You are one of those people, you enter the room, you become immediately visible. You are very glamorous, very, very sophisticated, very old Hollywood charm kind of a person, very classic, very, like, everyone wants to be around you because they know they cannot be like you. So everyone wants to be around you, like your pearls, your bags, everything. There's something very unique about you, and people really admire that. Magician, you have everything you need to do what you want, literally. You have been the alchemist of your own destiny. I'm seeing you give off a lot of old money vibes, but basically you guys have created your own life on your own with the help of law of manifestation, law of assumption, etc. A lot of you are a great manifester, and people really admire your manifestation skills. For you, you are one of those lucky girls. You suffer from lucky girl syndrome that has been trending. You are one of those people. You think about something and that happens. You can will a lot of things into existence. That's the kind of a person you are, and people really admire your ability to manifest, your ability to get things done. Excuse me. Knight of Swords, be ambitious. Chase your every dream. Exactly, this is who you are. This is how you are. You have been chasing your dreams relentlessly. Relentless. You have that relentlessness about you to chase your dreams, to make your dreams come true, to make your dreams a reality. You are somebody who is very unapologetically ambitious. You are very, like, if you have an ambition, like, I want to buy that car, I want to get that necklace, you will probably tell it to everybody. You are not afraid of consequences. You are not afraid, like, you're very unapologetically yourself. There is very something very classy yet very authentic and honest about it. It's your authenticity that attracts people, that makes people admire you. Your authenticity, your honesty, your truthfulness, your truth telling nature. You're also very ambitious. Six of Wands, absolutely very ambitious, very powerful, very determined. You are a person, you are like a you are so driven. You're a great strategist. You have a vision for yourself. You knew, like, even as a little girl or a little boy, where you want to be at. When you're 25, you wanted to have this. By the time you're 30, you wanted this. And you have worked very hard, and you're very unabashed about it. Like, you are not one of those people who would, like, you'll work 20 hours a day, but you will be very modest. No, you are very classy, very authentic, very yeah, you're also very courageous. You're not afraid to chase your dreams. Yeah, you have the courage and manifestation capability to transform your dreams into reality. Two of Swords, wake up. What is it about you that you truly want? Literally, you are a person who always knew what they wanted in life. You are a person who is always very sure and clear about their dreams. You are very authentic about who you are. You are a person who knew, like, you're very goal oriented, very, you are like a visionary. Your vision was a lot of you could be into vision boards from very early on in life. Lists and manifestations, those things are like very early on in life. Star ancestor, follow the voice of your soul. Literally, you are somebody who has really followed the voice of their soul. You are somebody who has been following the voice of their soul, who has been following, like, this is something. You are like, your mind, body, spirit are all in one alignment. A lot of you are spiritual practitioners. A lot of you, it might not be very professionally done, but spirituality, intuitiveness, intuition, instincts, these tend to play a very significant role in your life, because you are somebody who is very spiritual, who is very very internally, you are very spiritual, very dedicated. That's the type of person you are. You don't dim to fit in. Exactly, you do not care about fitting in. That's what I'm hearing. You are one of those people who never really cared about fitting into a particular pro forma. You just do your own stuff, and you don't care if others like you or don't. You are a person who is very, as I said, very unapologetically yourself. You, in fact, you are very fashion forward. Your fashion is something that others tend to follow, tend to admire, because they can't, even then they tend to fall short. That's what I'm hearing. People really admire you for your personality. You are, like, you have a very towering personality. People tend to look at you through rose tinted glasses. People love to put you up on a pedestal. You seem to have it all sorted. You seem to come from, like, old money, as I said, like your family background, your education. You seem to have your life totally put together. That's how I'm seeing. Let yourself stand out and be noticed. Peacock, you are a person who tend to stand out effortlessly in the crowd. You stand out in the crowd no matter what. You tend to stand out. You are a person who knows what is right for you to do. You tend to stand out, and like you don't even care. You have a lot of eyes on you, and people really love what you are. People really love who you are. That is something I can see. A win-win outcome is the forecast. Libra can be significant for a lot of you. A win-win outcome is the forecast. Literally, you are being seen as a winner. You know what? People literally feel that you are somebody who is meant for bigger and better things. You are yet to achieve your full, exactly. You are yet to achieve your full potential. That's how people see you. That this is a person, you tend to get a lot of things done. You're one of those people, you could party till 6 in the morning and then start from, or rather 4 in the morning, and start working from 6:30 and not rest. You have that kind of energy. A lot of you could be Geminis and Sagittarius for sure. Guys, if you're attracted to the second pile, you could go back and check, right? Yeah, for sure, a lot of similarity. Blue Heron, make a stand for what you believe in and do what feels right in spite of any judgment or disapproval from others. Literally, you are a person who genuinely believes in standing up for things and people. Like, if you believe in a cause, if you have a principle, you stand up for it. You are one of those people who are very successful but also very ethical. You are someone who has that backbone to stand up and say no when it doesn't sit well with your ethical compass. You have a ethical compass. You have that audacity to say no, even if it's like a lot of money, a lot of things at stake. You can still say no to it, and people respect that. Take time to breathe out. You are a person who is literally, you are a worker bee. You are a relentless, you can work relentlessly. You are somebody who has been working relentlessly towards their goals and dreams. You are somebody who is very like unapologetic about their goal. As I've said, like, you are like a dream catcher. Yeah, you are another thing. You have a lot of queen vibes. Confident, daring, courageous, capable, and you are like raring to go. You are always in a go, go, go mode. Work through your fears. Scorpio can be significant for a lot of you. You are one of those people, once we face our fears, we tend to become way more defiant, because you know what, once you have faced your fears, you know what your limitations are, and you no longer care. Like, okay, fine, if you think I'm not good, that's okay, because you are one of those people who are really not scared of anything. That's something, that courage, that raw courage, defiance is something people really admire. Shapeshifter, yeah, transform and unveil your gifts. Literally, you guys have transformed. You know what? This is not who you used to be 5 years back, but slowly but surely, it's your circumstances, it's your life, the people around you, everything that has forced you to transform yourself. And what it has done is, more you push yourself to get better, to do better, more you are flourishing. Either you flourish or you perish. That thing is like continuously, it's happening in your case. That's what I can see, and people really admire the qualities that you're bringing on table. Falcon, act on the opportunity that's before you, and commit to it without equivocation. Exactly, you are somebody who is very good at figuring out the opportunities that are available. You are being said like you're very lucky. Some people say, some people call you opportunistic, some people just say, they have been at the right place, being at the correct place at the correct time. You are one of those people. You know how to look for those opportunities, how to act on those. You are very disciplined and routine oriented. Very disciplined, driven, routine oriented, very regimented, very focused, balanced. Yeah, see how he is balancing himself in the middle of this windy day. You are that kind of a person. Your life is very compartmentalized because you know how to balance your personal, professional, spiritual. Like, you are a great friend, a great parent if you want to be, a great son or a daughter, at the same time great employee, or maybe a very successful person. Everything has come at a cost, and that is something that you have paid. Like, you are someone who is very, like, you don't work a lot. You are like a relentless worker, and that is like tirelessly you can work, and that is something that people really admire in you. You don't need someone else to fix you. Literally, you are somebody who doesn't need others to fix them. You are somebody who knows what they're good at and what is the right thing for them to do, and you have been doing it. You do not need other people's validation. So this is something I'm seeing. You have arrived at this position from a position where you are not very secure about your own self, where you stood, etc. So I'm seeing you have become a more secure person over the years, and your life has taught you to be so. All right, slow down and celebrate yourself. Literally, this is what I can see. Like, you are a person, you literally believe in celebrating life. You are not all about work. You work tirelessly, but you also, like, you have a big time fear of missing out, FOMO as we call it, and you tend to enjoy. I mean, nobody can say that they have only worked. You guys also have enjoyed. You have traveled, you have partied, you have dated, you have had kids if you wanted. So everything, a lot of things you have experienced in life. All right, guys. So, and that's something that for you, these things are very normal, natural. This energy level is very normal, but for others, they admire you. You're full of life. That is something people really admire and envy. All right, guys, I hope you've got some clarity over your situation. If yes, guys, please hit the like button, subscribe, share, comment. Thank you. Namaste.